The Philadelphia 76ers were put on at number 1. The Philadelphia 76ers were put at number 1. Are they the best team in the league, or we haven't talked about them at all as a championship contender? So, or are they pushing an agenda?
I don't think
they're contenders in my opinion.
Yeah,
I said
they're the best team in the league.
I think it's dependent on health, and I saw Doc Rivers make adjustments against Denver, so maybe there's progress being made with him. I don't know. So it depends on Doc Rivers being a competent coach, injuries, and if they're
That's
fully
not true.
healthy.
You say competent coaching Doc Rivers, that's not true. Because it depends on James Harden. Depends on that dude with titties and wearing a full-blown triple 34 triple D. It depends on him. Do he show up in the playoff? Do he show up when it's time? That's what it depends on. Is Joel Embiid sick again in the playoffs? Doc Rivers can't control that. He can't control Joel Embiid always getting hurt at the worst times. He can't control Joel Embiid always getting sick and missing big playoff games. He can't control when James Harden go 3 for 18 in the playoffs and don't act like he don't want to shoot the ball, and the man straight fold tense like he want to quit. Every single year is something new when it's the biggest moments. That's on them. Players got to play. We already known this. That's why we say you get paid the big bucks to deliver. You can always blame the coaches, but guess what? Guess what? It's a lot of the great coaches, we never blame when they lost. You know why? We put the blame on the star players because the star players always took it when they didn't get it done. James Harden is what this thing depends on. They paid him to come over. They traded for him to come over there and be the difference maker. You seen what happened last year. Every year something new with Joel Embiid in the playoffs. How is that Doc Rivers' fault this fool got the flu one year? How is that Doc Rivers' fault this man don't broke his eye socket one year? How is it Doc Rivers' fault this man don't hurt his arm one year? That's not Doc's fault. That's their fault.
He should have never been in that game.
Right. But look, James Harden didn't do nothing.
Hey, you ain't never gonna hear me defending James Harden. So
that's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Are the Sixers, Bob? Are the Sixers a legit championship contender?
No.
Just like that? No. Any
because
reason?
You put them in a 7 game. You put them in a 7-game series against Miami, they lose. You put them in a 7-game series against the Bucks, they lose. You put them in a 7-game series against the Celtics, they lose. They ain't no championship contender. They just gave you 3 teams that could beat them in a 7-game series.
I'm gonna say no because they got to rely on James Harden and Joel, and I haven't seen it yet. So I think they definitely got the talent. Like James Harden and Joel Embiid, they got the talent to win it. I just seen both of them come up short too many times to assume that they're going to do something other than that this time. So if they do it, will I be shocked? Like, oh, I can't believe they were good enough. No, I'm going to be shocked that they followed through and got it done.
So actually watching that,
man,
you
see all the people blaming Doc Rivers? You see all the people in the comments blaming Doc, man? Y'all sad. Y'all talking about Doc with the Clippers. That's not Doc's fault that Paul George hitting the side of the backboard in Game 7. That's not Doc's fault Kawhi Leonard paid up with 14 points in Game 7. They got walked down. That's not Doc's fault. Doc did what he's supposed to do.
Not only them, but Tobias Harris too. Ain't no telling when Tobias gonna disappear.
Come on, man. He play his guys. Yo, when you get paid like that, your coach, his job is to play the guys who get paid the money. So y'all keep talking about Doc. Doc played Paul George. He played Kawhi. Them dudes came up short. They got to walk down.
You put no weight. You put no weight in Doc Rivers blowing 3-1 leads. It's all.
Bro, that's talking about. That's on the players. T-Mac, the first year, what was he doing? He sit up there bragging about how, yeah, man, I'm going to the second round for the first time, man. We finished. Series ain't even over with. And then what did he do the next few games? Didn't get it done when it was on the line. How's that Doc fault? Doc ain't coming to go up there and run his mouth before the series is over. Y'all got to look at some of this stuff, man.
Look at it. Chill. What do you think? Are the Sixers a legit contender to win the East?
One of the things that I saw from Doc Rivers that I was pretty impressed with was Doc made an adjustment when I watched that game. Doc made an adjustment where Joel Embiid got into foul trouble early. He put PJ Tucker on Joker. And not only did he put PJ Tucker on Joker, he put Joel Embiid on Aaron Gordon. Now, Joker, his ability to get into the teeth of the defense and make plays for Aaron Gordon helps their offense. Now, when Embiid is covering Aaron Gordon, he takes that away. Now, that was an adjustment that Doc Rivers made that was big time, that I was surprised that he did that. No doubt about that. It could have backfired because Joker could have basically just went after PJ Tucker, but he didn't. And I was surprised that he did not go after him. But with that also being said, I know who James Harden is. I've seen him more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times when we get into the playoffs. What we forget that game 7 against Milwaukee when they played against Brooklyn, when KD hit that shot to send the game into overtime. A lot of people forget James Harden was on that crew. A lot of people forget that not only was James Harden on that crew, not only was he on that crew, he didn't give them much. Well, he was injured. The reason why he was injured, because he doesn't take care of his body. And that's why he breaks down at the end of the season. Now, all of a sudden, James Harden shows up in the camp, and he's in the best shape of his life, and he's 22-10 this year, which is not something that's unusual because I've seen it from James Harden before. I've seen him put these kind of numbers up. But the difference is when we get into the playoffs and he starts to slow down, when teams starts to scheme against him with that one-on-one action that he has at the top of the key where he's pounding the basketball, and that's simple to guard. That is not difficult to guard when it's one guy pounding the basketball at the top and you got no action anywhere else. That breaks them down. So until I see something different from him and Joel Embiid in the playoffs, I'm not sold.
All right, so
can I ask y'all a question? So why is Doc Rivers? And I want to ask you too, this Marz. Why is Doc Rivers' name being brought up so much that he's a pro? Can I ask y'all a question? What is Chris Paul's reputation in the playoffs?
Chris Paul's reputation in the playoffs is he's a playoff choker. That's his reputation.
Okay, so that's Doc Rivers' fault. Did that fool choke with the Clippers, with the strippers? That's his fault. Is that Doc Rivers' fault that Paul George went and did the foolishness with the man's daughter, then got absolutely embarrassed by Seth Curry, then went and married a stripper? Is that Doc Rivers' fault and came out there?
That has nothing to do with this. You're talking about basketball.
No. Is that Doc Rivers' fault? No. Is that Doc Rivers' fault? Is that Doc Rivers' fault? Is that hold on? Is that Doc Rivers' fault? That the man was going through issues and admitted that he was? Is that Doc Rivers' fault? And Kawhi Leonard came up small in the game 7 because he was tired, because Paul George was nowhere to be found the entire series when Kawhi was trying to carry him through the playoffs.
Ticket, why are you leaving out the fact that Ticket? Why are you leaving out the fact that why are you leaving out the fact, Ticket, that it's your job as a coach to make adjustments? So if my player
next man up.
If my player in Paul George, who made it clear that mentally he was struggling, like, all right, so I got to make an adjustment here. Kawhi Leonard, who is also struggling, I got to make an adjustment. It's not just throw these guys out here and just let them rock. No, it's not just throw these guys out here and just let them play and whatever happens, happens. No, that's the coach's job to, when Kawhi Leonard is not knocking down a 15-footer, all right, I got to make an adjustment. I got to speed the game up, and I got to get Kawhi Leonard maybe some buckets in transition to get his confidence up. Not only that, so what I'm also going to do with Kawhi Leonard, is I'm going to switch him onto another guy so he can get some rest on defense, so he can be more effective on offense, which he didn't do that, right? So it's not just the idea of just throwing guys out there and just letting them rock and letting them figure it out. In some cases, it's that, because Phil Jackson has done that in some cases. But in a lot of cases, I do have to make adjustments. And Doc Rivers is notorious. Doc Rivers is notorious for not making adjustments.
Fluent, let me ask you one thing. Fluent, you're about to destroy him. Fluent, this is about to end him. There's one question. So you done now. Kill Sam, you should have never F with a cat like me. Kill Sam. So the Miami Heat have benched LeBron James in the finals that first year when he came up small. Say it.
Should they have benched him?
Don't stutter. Do not stutter. When the Heat was in the finals and D Wade was balling, Chris Bosh was balling, and LeBron was coming up small in the fourth quarter every game. Did the Miami Heat have made the adjustment and benched him? Or should they have rolled with the King?
They did roll with the King, but that could have been an adjustment that could have been made. Let's get him out of the lineup and let's let him watch the game and see the game differently. Don't ask me what I would have done. You're asking me what they should have done. Don't ask me that. What I'm telling you is simple. That could have been an option. Let him sit down and let him watch for a while and see what adjustments need to be made. That's what a coach does, as opposed to just parking him on the bench and you ain't playing no more because you ain't playing good. No, that's not the way that works as a coach. You let him sit down, you let him watch the game, you let him see adjustments that need to be made. And when you see adjustments that need to be made, then you come out. Now, if he doesn't react to those adjustments, now that's on him. But you have to put him in a position to do that, as opposed to, just throw him out there and let him figure it out. And if he doesn't figure it out, just put him on the bench. No, Ticket, it doesn't work that way.
Will we see the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Final, Marz?
Hell no.
I believe so. The question wasn't for you. I believe so.
You believe so?
Yes.
Chill.
No.
Bob.
No.
Ticket.
Hell no. Y'all already know what I said.
No. Okay.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.